Lucian surprisingly strong in these 1v1 matchups. You know, the extra Relentless Pursuit cooldown is not too bad. Piercing Light from a range is pretty good. The Ruins Mastery's coming through. Nothing too crazy. This is a standard page that he's been running for the most part.
So what I actually believe is that that's 1.3 mana per 5, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, the same situation with an attack speed quintessence and 2 physical damage quintessences. No oddities in the runes at all, or in the masteries for that point, with the exception of that point put into critical strike chance giving you, or to every crit giving you a stacking attack speed buff. I don't think we're going to be seeing any of those here today. That 99% at the bottom is mana regen. So, putting a little bit of that in the blues, because keep in mind, you're probably not going to be using your magic resistance at all in an 80 carry versus 80 carry match.
I don't know. I just...
No differences between the runes, or only one difference as far as the rune setup goes, and that is the 1 point in Warlord here for single game. As we load onto the Rifts, keep in mind this is deciding game number 3. Pure versus Pilot. Which player will advance to the next round of the Solo King? Korean 1v1 tournament, of course, broadcast for you here on Azubu TV. Hope you guys are enjoying the broadcast. If you have any feedback, make sure to you can tweet it at Azubu TV. Of course, let us know what you think about the Solo King tournament so far. I think it's actually been really cool to see a lot of the players play outside of your super rigid professional champions matches, 5v5. You can see a little bit more of their personality, playing champions you wouldn't necessarily expect to see them play, and of course the 1v1s answering the question, of course, who is the Solo King?
Who is the Solo King? I know, that's going to be an interesting crown to title. Especially for a lot of the Korean players. Probably one of the most aggressive scenes when it comes to being on top. And it's definitely a title that a lot of players want. So I wouldn't be surprised if, I actually would be surprised if a support player won it. So that's something we got to keep an eye out for, once Mad Life comes in. Pure making a big showing too now. Looking to see if he can take down Pilot, game 3.
I
Flask
actually really
versus
thought I had
Darkness.
Shani last week. Could pull it out for the support players and us all. But it was close. He lost 2-1 to, I want to say, Maren in week 1. But regardless...
Yep, it was tomorrow.
It was 2-0.
Yep, 2-0.
But yeah, for right now, Lucian versus Lucian shouldn't be all that great of a difference. Just trying to check out their masteries. 33 armor here for I believe that's Pure. Yeah, 33 armor for Pure. It should be a very similar setup for Pilot. Just see some of those tiny differentials. But actually, overall, a lot less AD for Pilot, as they are switching around between the two of them. 72 is starting here, so just a little bit of extra damage. You can see Pilot actually taking a lot of extra damage, but he did start with the Flask Potions build instead of going for a Doran's Blade. You can see he's actually microing forward so that these creeps are helping him as far as damage is concerned, making up the difference for not having quite as much damage.
The thing is, though, he doesn't have as much armor, and he just gets chunked out hard too. That extra Doran's damage really coming into effect there. But again, like you said, the sustain is really good from the Flask. He's got the extra potions as well, and I mean, Pure, if he keeps playing like this and gets the most advantageous poke that he can get, it's going to really whittle away at Pilot's regeneration. And Pure hasn't had to use his potion just yet. He's going to retreat to the river just a little bit. Pilot's going to get the positioning advantage there.
Pilot, yeah, really winning that 1v1. He got the Piercing Light proc off too while he was able to dodge Pure's Piercing Light. So, big difference.
Very big difference. Jeez. So Pilot's got the level advantage as well. And with this, the way he's manipulating the cannon wave too, he denied a creep away from Pure.
And that's 40 gold, which is actually a really big deal. See both Lucians going at it. Flash teleport for them both, so no ignites here. No super aggressive summoner spells, but keep an eye on those flashes, see if they are used aggressively or defensively. Of course, I think if you use your flash defensively, you probably already lost the matchup.
Yeah, if you're flashing away from somebody, you are in a very bad spot. And look at that, just so aggressive. Pilot just doesn't care. He's like, oh, you got Doran's Blade damage? Whatever, man, I got a flask. Yeah, I will out-sustain you 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, exactly. If he doesn't, like, as long as he doesn't, like, take a turret shot.
Even one
he'll
turret
be
shot's
okay.
fine. Even one turret shot's fine.
Well, and the bigger difference, of course, being the mana difference. You can see Flask giving Pilot all the mana he needs to continue that push, and even with Teleport, Pure is just going to be able to pick up, you know, a mana potion when he comes back to lane, whereas when Pilot goes back, he's going to have all those mana potions sort of refunded for free for his Chalice, or Crystal Flask.
Okay, so double Dorans now. Both players going back. TP expended for Pure though, so Pilot, if he really wanted to, could walk to this lane, but chooses to take the express route and the teleport. So they'll be relatively the same cooldown. So he should have a general idea of that. And instead of going for the extra Dorans, he went for the longsword.
Is he gonna try to farm up a Brutalizer?
Possibly.
That would actually take a lot of extra gold, and I feel like just Doran's Blades into Pickaxe has been the kind of the build of choice if you want to depart from just stacking up Doran's Blades.
I'd say just Vampire Acceptor, honestly, but that's
Yeah,
just my
Vampire
preference.
would actually be a better choice. It's way cheaper. You lose out on about 4 damage by going for that. You get 7 AD from your Doran's Blades, and of course you get 10 from the Longsword, so slightly more. Pilot hiding in the brush there for a second there. He's gonna lose this trade, at least I believe he will. Double Doran's really working out there, and you can see, whoa, Pure forcing that flash out. Pilot, the flashback in, it's Pure in the 1v1, taking out Pilot. Like you said, when you flash defensively, you're gonna lose. Now Pilot getting forced backwards. Now there's not even a level discrepancy, just that Doran's versus Doran's. No health on that the longsword. Pilot losing out. I think he stuttered one auto attack here.
He tried to
Dodges
flash
away.
the piercing light, but didn't. He mistimed that.
Yeah, if he had flashed that piercing light, he actually probably would
He
have
would've
won
won.
the 1v1.
100%, because the creeps were beating it onto Pure as well.
Wow, so just a split second there from Pilot, not able